So, good morning. Good morning. Don't say that often, do I? Normally it's good evening. But today, good morning. And the most fraudulent manager in the Premier League has come out with even more fraudulent behaviour today. And we're going to go through that press conference in a minute. Make sure you slap the likes up. Don't forget, later on tonight, I will be doing a stream, a call-in show, hopefully, fingers crossed, after the Man United game, which kicks off at 6. So about 8 o'clock tonight. I should be doing that. As it stands right now, I'll be doing that. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And yeah, man, looking forward to watching some games this week. Stress-free, as Rance would call it. Tomorrow's not going to be stress-free. Tomorrow we're up against a really good Chelsea team with a really good manager. And they're fresh off of the back of beating Man City again. And they're doing all right. And we're not. We are fraudulent. And our manager is a disgrace. I'll put the title. You can see what the title is. Deluded Arteta claims we've made improvements in a lot of areas. What areas are they, mate? Breaking every record that we don't want to break? I don't know. Do you remember when everyone said he fixed the defence? Oh, dear, this guy, seriously, how has he still got a job? And the more I think about it, the more he should have been sacked weeks and weeks and weeks, months and months and months ago. Just looking at the league table. And we have won 15, drawn 7, lost 13. If we lose tomorrow, that is a new record. Most Premier League losses in one season for the club. And that kind of sums up Mikel Arteta's reign as manager. 38 goals scored in 38 goals conceded in 35 games. If you put that into perspective, Aston Villa have got a better defence. No, they haven't. I'm lying. Aston Villa conceded 3 goals more than us all season. And when you actually look at some of these teams that are in and around us and the goals they've scored, excuse me, it's actually mad. It is actually insane how many. I mean, look at Brighton. Brighton have conceded 3 goals more than us. Like, really? It's mad. Leeds United have scored more than us. Aston Villa have scored the same as us. Everton have scored 3 less than us. All the teams above us have scored, apart from everyone above us has scored. Tottenham has scored 61 goals. We've scored 49. It's actually crazy. It's actually insane what's happened this season, and how he is still in a job is a disgrace. And that kind of sums up this football club as a whole. Disgrace. You know, the guy waffles out of his backside. The other day, he did his press conference, his after-game interview, and he said that if this is football, you lose more than you win. Really? This is Arsenal Football Club, mate, not Bolton. Yeah, Bolton might lose more than they win. This is Arsenal. How dare you come out and say that? It's actually embarrassing. And the thing is, you've got all of these journalists now putting out there about a £200 million complete overhaul, the biggest overhaul in Arsenal's history. What a load of cobblers. Not having it. Don't believe a single word of what they've got to say. You know, we're linked to Camavinga. All of a sudden, he's now the best midfielder on the planet. And as soon as them stories started getting a bit of traction, Fabrizio nipped it straight in the bud and said, what a load of rubbish, basically. So all of these journalists that work in line with the club, they're only going to put out what the club tell them to put out. When they do a press conference, I've said this so many times, they'll sit on their Zoom calls, they'll speak to the communications guy or woman, and they'll say, what do you want to get out of this press conference today then? What does the club want us to put out? You know, what questions you get vetted on questions. You're not allowed to ask certain things in press conferences. They tell you that. You know, it's an absolute embarrassing. It's all cloak and daggers. And this club has just gone from up here all the way down here real quick. And it's not acceptable. We're 9th in the table and we've lost 13 league games this season. The manager, like Omar says, has got no standards whatsoever. A lot of the fans have got no standards. A lot of the fans are just happy that they get to watch Arsenal play. Well, I ain't. I expect us to win. Yeah, and I expect us to win a hell of a lot more than we lose. And this season, that ain't been the case. And it's about time people that are on social media, whether you've got 1 follower, whether you've got 1,000,001 followers, start saying truths, man. Like, instead of sitting there pretending that everything's great, pretending that, oh, it don't matter about the league because we're in the Europa League. Well, that went well, didn't it? Clapping the players into the ground, that worked. You know, maybe make it a little bit more hostile for this football club. Big up Man United fans as well, by the way. They are absolutely battering United to the point where big £200 million sponsorship deals are being cancelled left, right, and centre at United. You know, they're absolutely destroying trust pilot ratings for some of the companies that sponsor United to the point where they now want to pull out. So, do you know what I'm saying? It's make it a bit hostile. We're too nice as a fan base. You know, yes, I understand, do it within the realms of the law of the land and all that, but at the same time, this football club has had our pants down for a bloody long time, and it's about time we took our club back. You know, the guy who owns the club couldn't care less about football. We know that. So how about make it a little bit more hostile? Start battering them. Start buy the merch. I buy it. My missus buys it. Do you know what I'm saying? We buy it. People still want to go to the games. I get it. I understand if you've got a season ticket and you've had one for so long, you don't want to give that up. I get it. But you can hit them in other areas. You not going to a game, somebody else will buy your ticket. Cool. I understand that argument. That still pays the owner. That still pays the football club. Yeah, if you're battering all their sponsors, tag all of their sponsors, write reviews, do what Man United fans are doing. Man United fans are on a roll at the moment. It's a massive snowball effect, and it's getting bigger and bigger every day on that. And every time I go on the internet, on social media, I see Man United fans absolutely bombarding all of the sponsors of Man United every day, all day, every day. And like I said, a £200 million shirt sponsor deal has been pulled. They've pulled the plug on it. Other companies are looking to get out of United now. That is how you hit an owner. Yeah, you make sure that the revenues drop real quick to the point where they go, boy, we need to get out of here. Yeah, it's not going to be an overnight thing. I get that. Yeah, but at the same time, Dan Potts made a great point on a fan cam a few weeks back. He said, if you've got a mediocre owner and you've got a mediocre fan base and you've got a mediocre technical director, a CEO, and the mediocre manager, the club's going to be mediocre. And that's exactly what we are. Mediocre in every single aspect of this football club. So until we all change and get on the same page, we're going to be here again next season and next season. And if we might sneak a top 4 finish at some point in the next couple of years and everyone, oh, it's an improvement. No, start competing for titles. That's why we moved to this bowl of a stadium that's soulless. Big up to everyone watching live. My rant's over. Let's get into Pandemic Pep's press conference. Smash the likes up, people. Good evening, Unai Emery. Good evening. Unai Emery in the cut. Why is Arteta still here? Mediocre, mate. Everything's nice. Everything's nice. Big up all the rats in the chat. Rat Army assembled real quick on this manager. Real quick. Big up Lee Johnson as well. My guy, man. I can't see your comment anymore. It's gone, I think. But big up to you, my guy. Trust the evening. Trust the process. Trust it. Big up Nicholas for your donation as well. His biggest flaw is playing arrogant muppets such as Bellerin and Xhaka. Big talk about training and attitude that those plonkers keep playing. That is a great point because they are the 2 players that sum up this football club in a nutshell. Weak, average, crap. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. But I see a load of Chelsea. Thank you for that, Nicholas. I see a load of Chelsea fans in the chat saying, keep him. You jokers. You absolute jokers. And it is a disgrace, man. It is. The whole season's been a farce. You know, Chelsea, people can bang on about Chelsea has spent billions of pounds. Roman Abramovich has made that club self-sufficient quite quickly. Last 5-6 years, we've spent a lot more money than them. A lot more money than them. And look at the team they've got. Yeah, they've got a manager who's came and took them from 9th, 4 points ahead of us. We could have had him. We were 15th for 5 games straight while he was sat at home jobless. So they've now got into 2 finals. They're likely to win at least one of them, I'd imagine, maybe both. And even if they don't, they've still got to the final of the Champions League. That's the 3rd final they've got to in their history in the Champions League. We've been to 1 15 years ago. Going well, isn't it? Anyway, big up to everyone, man. Slap the likes up. Nearly 500 people watching. Let's go through some of the some of the transcript from this fraud. Let's go. Our manager discussed the improvements we need to make. What he hopes. Another typo. First line, first sentence. This is how mediocre this football club is. Anyone who watches these streams for the press conferences knows there is a typo every single transcript. And again today, the opening line after the headline. Our manager discussed the improvements we need to make. What he hopes to what he hopes to the squad over the summer and more. I think that's supposed to say what he hopes to do instead of 2-2. All right, Desmond. Do you know what I'm saying? Unbelievable, Jeff. Anyway, let's go. And whether the win against West Brom has helped team morale. What a great question to ask, you absolute mugs. They ask that same question every press conference. Yes, the team morale's so great, we'll go and lose to Chelsea. Muppets. Obviously, winning helps, and it was our duty to get the points we needed at home. And tried to finish the season as strong as possible after the disappointment we had. What changes are needed? We've already made an incredible amount of change. Another buzzword, incredible, of changes at the club over the past year or so. More than ever. We are looking to improve and be much closer than where we are at the moment. In order to do that, certain things that need to improve. What is the next step? Now is how we evolve. Yes, you've been saying that for 17 months, Mr. Pandemic Pep. There are a lot of things that had to be done, and they have been done. A lot of changes to make, and a lot of them have been made. Now it is time to evolve. To evolve, you have to take things so that you are a little bit more settled and established. Take them to the next level. Where have I heard somebody say the next level is the next level? Oh, yeah, Arsene Wenger to Jake Humphries. This is an absolute disgrace, by the way, and we're not even halfway through. And whether the team has progressed this season, I'll sip my tea for this one. Ah, dear. We have made progress in many areas. Does he actually believe the crap he speaks? I would say performance included. Oh, we've performed very well, Mikel. Well done. Your standards are in the gutter, mate. And that is supported by many factors that we have looked at. Results-wise, to be where we want to be, that also has to be improved. Oh, dear. On Chelsea being the biggest test we can have, he said, well, probably they've been the best team in the league for the last few months. What Thomas Tuchel has done and been able to do since he has arrived has been exceptional. Just goes to show you don't need a pre-season, Mikel. He put a team in 2 finals, and the way the team is looking, how solid they are defensively, how composed and regular they have been in their performance, he has been excellent. Latest team news, we have to see today, he said, there were some issues over the weekend. Again, we are playing every 3 days and no time to train yet. Okay, well, it's the same for everyone. Today is the first day, so we will have to wait and see. Yes, there were some injuries. And whether anyone is ruled out, he said, well, the situation with David Luiz is not yet recovered. We will see how he does in the next few weeks. Well, that's him done then. The rest are still in contention, but we have to see how they come on today. Do smash the likes up, everyone. Over 500 watching now. Pandemic Pep, that's the one, bruv. Yeah, Sangria Southgate. Like, I don't really get what his problem is. His standards are the lowest they've ever been at this football club. Anyway, and what he wants from the team in the final 3 games, he said, I think it is the pride in the shirt that we wear, and we want to win. Winning is going to put us in a much better position in the table, which is going to make us the chance to finish where is mathematically possible. This guy talks in riddles, man. It doesn't depend on us. Another typo. Well, it's not a typo. They've actually done 3 spaces instead of 1 space. It's unbelievable, Jeff. On the way he wants to evolve the side, he said, we have to do better. We have to be more consistent. We have to win more games. In order to do that, certain things have to improve. He was then asked what would be top of the list. He said, we'll see what happens in the summer. So basically he's saying the squad's crap. No, you are, mate. On whether we'll see big improvements next season due to having more time to train and being coached between matches, he said, I think that having a pre-season is going to be really helpful because we haven't had any time to work together since I've arrived. Mate, you have been at this football club for 17 months. 17 months. You have had 17-month pre-season. You still don't know your best 11. You still don't know what tactics to employ. You still don't know your best formation. You change the team every single week. That is on you. Nobody else, just you. And not only that, there is a Euros this summer, so he ain't going to get a full pre-season again, is he really? Let's be real. In terms of game preparation and in terms of coaching time, it is much better to be in a position rather than not having any time to prepare between games. So basically what you're saying is because we played in Europe and we were playing every 3 days, you can't do your job properly. The job's untenable. Leave. On if he expects a lot of players to leave this summer and start to plan for next season, he said there are so many things to do because we already had a lot of players on loan. We don't. We've got about 7. Chelsea got about 47. and a lot of players with contracts that still need to be sorted out. It will depend what happens with a lot of those players and what we are able to recruit to improve the team. That is going to determine where we are. So the £200 million war chest that these puppets that are sitting in these Zoom calls are talking about is complete codswallop. He's basically said we need to sell before we can buy. At least I'm here to tell some of you this, because some of you just believe any old shit. Not all of you. Most of you in this chat are sweet. Most of you. You come and watch me every day, and I do appreciate that. And whether he sits down at the end of the season to make plans or if it is already underway, he said we've been sitting down the whole year. Oh, okay. So you've been sitting. Well, you actually have been sitting down the whole year. Hence why we're ninth, mate. But you haven't got time to prepare for games. But you got time to sit down and talk about next season. Compulsive liar. Compulsive. We've been in constant communications, and things will change. Believe me, they'll change. Source, trust me, bro. What a load of rubbish. Some things will stick to the plan that we already had, and some other things will come out. But we'll sit down. We sit down very, very regularly to talk about these things. Or maybe sit down very, very regularly to pick better tactics, mate. On just needing to implement the summer plans to get Arsenal back to where he needs to be, he said yes. Okay, so basically give us the summer and we'll be where we need to be. Rubbish. And whether he's upset with the criticism former players have given over the past week, he said, I think everyone's entitled to give their opinions. And when they have the chance to do that, they say what they feel. Does it upset him? He said, again, nothing for me to say. I can't control that. If you ask me what I would like to have around the team and around everything that is related to the football club, it is to have unity and stability to work. If that's not the case, it's nothing that I can do. So, yes, okay, don't criticise us. Don't criticise us. It's making it a toxic environment. What a load of rubbish. On there being vocal criticism of him from the fans, what is his response to those who are doubting him after this season? They are entitled to their opinions. Cheers, Mikel. It's about the only honest thing you've said in this press conference. The only way I can improve is by having the team that performs on the pitch to make them proud. That's the only thing I can do. The only thing I can be judged on is do I create the necessary environment for a top elite team to compete at the higher level and get everyone in condition to do their best. And after that, do I get the best out of the players I have? The maximum, whatever level the level is, do I get the best out of that? This is how I judge myself at the end. In the outside world, how am I going to be judged is just with results, nothing else. What we've done good before in the past, in the process, it's irrelevant. Thank you. FA Cup is now irrelevant. Thank you very much. Cheers for confirming that. It's only what you get from now on the pitch. Well, leave then. On whether there is a lot of optimism that a good team can be built around the young players. Some of these questions are garbage, by the way. Absolutely, there's great potential with them. They have shown that this season. They need to take responsibility in important games, and they are ready. They have the level to do it. They have the hunger to do it, and they have the right senior players around them to help them do it as well. Why are we ninth then? It's about how we click and how to be consistent, because we have shown on the day we can compete and beat the top teams throughout 38 games. We've done it through the Europa League. We have done it to the point where we would get so close to getting to the final. But in 38 games, that's the duty that we have and the challenge ahead of us, compete with the big teams in this league. Well, you haven't blooded any youngsters through this team, mate. Let's be real. Smith Rowe was already here. Balogun, you've played twice. Who else is there? Saka was already balling. Guendouzi you got rid of. Joe Willock you got rid of. Maitland-Niles you got rid of. Tierney was already here. Is he still a youngster? He's 23 now. Do we class him as a youngster? Gabriel, your signing, 22, I think he is. Played great for 3 months. Been absolute garbage ever since. Chopping and changing him out the team. You ain't blooded any youngsters through, mate. If you wanted to blood youngsters through, you would have played Martinelli a hell of a lot more than Unai Emery did. And that hasn't happened. If you wanted to blood youngsters through, you would have put Miguel Aziz in up against West Brom at the weekend, or earlier in the season when Granit Xhaka and El Neni was stinking the gaff out. If you wanted to blood youngsters through, I'm sure there's a left back in the fucking reserves that will do a better job than that clown that we play at left back called Granit Xhaka. So if you want to blag it, cool. You ain't fooling me, Arteta. You ain't fooling me, my friend. Yeah. A lot of people will be fooled by this. A lot of people will be fooled by his talk. Oh, he's got nice hair. You absolute wrong-uns about nice hair. Oh, he's the best looking Spaniard I know. Like, who makes this crap up? Like, real talk. Seriously. Unbelievable, Jeff. Anyway, let's go. On his message to the fans for when they return to the Embers, good luck with that, Mikel. We can't wait to have them back in the stadium with the with the whole stadium or whatever capacity we are allowed to have in on the last game. Is something that we have missed in this process, to have them together, to feel to feel what the team wants to do and create the chemistry to get them closer to trying to do it. Oh, we've missed the fans. That's why we've been poor. Shut up. On his plans for pre-season, we are trying to finalise it with the COVID world. It's been a real challenge to get to games for pre-season sorted out. But hopefully next week we'll all be confirmed and we'll announce it. But this is what we're trying to do. Obviously, the Euros is going to condition the return dates of the players. There's the excuse already, people. So there's still some question marks. Jack Wilshere's comment that the club needs more Arsenal people. I didn't see that. Big up Jack Wilshere. I think it's very important to have people who have been here and experienced here and are respected here. Well, why are you here then, mate? Does anybody know? We have a lot of them as well around the training ground at the stadium. So I don't know if Jack is referring to more to the type of people or players, or just people that recognise the identity of the club. Jack was telling you exactly how it is by the sounds of it. On whether he may have to pay off some of the contracts in the summer, he said, I don't know where the summer will take us. I think every situation will be different, and hopefully we are not in that position ever again. On whether the players will have to leave before we can sign players, he said, I don't think it's completely like that, but it will restrict and alter some plans in relation to what we can do with one or two. I think everyone as well, literally, that's the end of the press conference, by the way. I think everybody has forgotten this football club this month owes £120 million back to the government in one lump payment, one lump sum. I think everyone's forgotten that. All of these puppet journalists have forgotten to tweet about that. In fact, I'm going to tweet about it while I'm live before I forget, because they were quick to say, oh, they're taking a grant. The Cronkies have taken a grant to help the football club. And now they're peddling out £200 million war chests. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? What a load of rubbish. We are not spending 200 million quid. We are not doing it. It's not going to happen. I don't understand why people think it is. When was the last time we spent more than 100 million? 140, I think, is the most we've done in a window, innit? Just let me finish this tweet and I'll come to your comments. Smash the likes up, people. Right. Sorted. Let's go. Let's read some comments out. Smash the likes up, man. Over 700 people watching. When fans are back, Arteta will be sacked. Hopefully. Big up, Patch. 2022. We haven't had a good season because of the Euros. 2023. We haven't had a good season because of the World Cup. That's very true. The World Cup's at Christmas time, isn't it? So that ruined the season, the flow of the season. Oh, you can't help the players coming back injured from World Cup. What a load of cobblers. This guy's got an excuse for everything. Big up my boy Leo as well. Hope you're good, man. Hope you're good. Thoughts on Mason Mount. Top class footballer, man. Really rate him. And I've been telling everyone all season, he is Chelsea's player of the season. Even when Lampard was stinking it out every week, Mason Mount was still doing well. And everyone was laughing at me. Well, you're not laughing now, are you? And he's been absolutely fantastic this season. Quality player, man. And he needs to be on that plane. One of the first players on that plane to the Euros. I think he's been brilliant. Now it's whether he can kick on and go and do it on the international stage properly, like he has done for Chelsea. But yeah, I do like Mason Mount, man. Him and Foden, wicked players, man. Really good. Phil Foden's class. Yeah, it reminds me of Gaza, to be fair. Just the way he plays, the way he like jinks with the ball. Brilliant footballer, man. And yeah, it's been nice to watch some proper ballers this season rather than the dead ballers that we have at Arsenal. Excuses FC, yes. Do you think United have signed Sancho? Nope. I reckon he'll go to Chelsea. I genuinely think he'll go to Chelsea. Arteta ain't getting sacked. Worst run club in the league. Big up Lee. Quality name, my friend. Quality name. Quality name. Big up Bashar. He has no shame. Have you seen the smug look on his face? He's got one of them faces, isn't he, where he's so up his own backside. Big up to Jivan. It's a disgrace. It is a disgrace. Didier Drogba settings, bruv. Big up to Jack as well. I'm baffled. Surely you can ask blunt, honest questions with a level of respect. I would ask about Balogun, Martinelli, Pepe, why there's not been consistent starting 11. Exactly, and this is the thing, mate, yeah? But do you know what, Jack? They all get told, don't ask about this, don't ask about that. Yeah, they get vetted every single press conference. It's mad. Yeah, if he wants to blood the youngsters through, why has Balogun not been in squads? Why is Eddie Nketiah stinking it out every week and then giving it an ear against Fulham, who got relegated last night? Pathetic football club, man. Big up to Andre. Bruv, I'd rather be proven wrong, if I'm honest, but everything I've said that happened this season, with Arsenal especially, has happened. And apparently I was only doing it for the views. No, maybe I was doing it because I speak from here, mate. From here. Not the badge, not that toy badge, proper badge. But from the heart. I don't have an ulterior motive. I get views regardless. You know, at the end of the day, I'd probably get more views if I was trusting the process, wouldn't I? And bigging up Mesut Ozil every week for a no-look pass or a 2-yard square pass. Oh, Mesut! Do you know what I mean? I'd get more views if I jumped on the Arteta in bandwagon all season. But I didn't believe in him, and I weren't backing it because I don't believe in it. If I don't believe in something, I ain't backing it. And it's going to be very interesting to see how, when he does get sacked, because he will get sacked, it's only a matter of time before he's gone. It will be very interesting to see how the Arteta in brigade that were calling us rats and all of the people that were saying we were toxic for being Arteta out and wanting better for the football club. Be very interesting to see how they act with the new manager, whether they'll give him 17 months of grace, 17 months of constant excuses online, 17 months of pretending they support the manager even when they don't, because it's fashionable, because everyone pretty much supported Arteta. So it's going to be very interesting, and I'm going to call out their hypocrisy all season. So yeah, maybe we should call them snakes. You can see I'm in one of them moods today, innit? But yeah, we keep it moving. Big up to Bambo. Which improvements? Rather, the improvements are breaking every single record for the wrong reasons. He can make another couple of records on Wednesday, tomorrow. One of them is the most league losses in the Premier League in a season for Arsenal. And I think the other one is, what was the other one? I can't remember. There was another one. I read it earlier. I'll find it. Big up to San, Chelsea fan. However, I love watching your stuff. Keep it coming. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate the kind words. Thank you very much. Should have Arteta not assigned as manager, then what do you think Arsenal could have improved? Mate, do you know who we should have had as manager? Don Carlo Ancelotti. Yeah, I wanted Don Carlo. Anyone who's watched my channel since Wenger went will know that I said bring in Don Carlo with Patrick Vieira. I even put it on my Insta. It's still there from when Wenger went. I said bring in Don Carlo with Patrick Vieira. Yeah, get Patrick Vieira as number 2. He knows the club. He knows what it takes to win at the club. He was captain in winning title teams. He was a quality footballer, a one-man midfield, and he wouldn't accept anything less. And he was more qualified as an actual manager than Mikel Arteta. But I wanted Carlo Ancelotti. You could have brought Carlo in for a couple of years, 3 years. Yeah, so the first season, or since Wenger left till now, we'd be in a much better position over that 3-year period. Plus, Vieira would have been learning on the job underneath him. Obviously, he had been in a job, but he'd be learning under one of the greatest managers the football game has ever seen. And then the natural thing is to pass the baton over to Vieira and you go again. Yeah, that's what I would have done. But I was told Carlo Ancelotti was washed up. Wow. Okay. Apparently he's finished. Why is he above us then? With Everton. Great channel. Do you think David Dein is a bigger loss to Arsenal than Arsene? Big up to you, Scott. Arsene has got a lot to answer for, mate. A lot to answer for at this football club. So has Ivan Gazidis. But so has David Dein. Yeah. David Dein, for those that don't know, his son was the agent to all of our top superstars, and his son sold them all. But yes, I could say quite a lot about David Dein. I've met David Dein, very nice guy actually. But so he'd done all of the good work at this football club, and then it was all undone by his son. So yeah, I could say a lot, but I won't. We'll keep it moving. Big up to you, Scott. Appreciate that, man. Big up to my boy Anthony as well. Hope you're good, mate. Hope you are good. Would prefer Conte and Vieira with Overmars as director, or Tuchel and Vieira. Mate, do you know what? Yeah, Overmars is available this summer, isn't it? Sack Edu immediately. Yeah, sack him. Go and get Overmars in. At least Overmars knows what he's doing. Overmars has got contacts with some of the best scouts in the world. You know, what's Edu got? Oh, let me phone up a couple of Brazilian pals and get them in to come and do a little bit of samba on the pitch, bruv, at the carpet. Nah. Not for me. Big up to Brandon. Brandon, we're supposed to be doing a show at 6. It might have to move, bruv, because I might be on a train at that point. But I'll DM you in a minute. I'll DM you in a minute and explain, yeah? It depends how quick I can get to where I'm going. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to Brandon's channel as well. Thanks for your donation as well, buddy. Kroenke owes the government the money for pulling out of the Super League. 200 million war chest, do me a favour. Yeah, exactly. And this is the thing. They do. The Kroenkes do owe money for coming out of that Super League. Josh said it's going to come out of their own pocket, not the club's money. But the government loan, I don't know what the crack with that is. Was that Arsenal doing that in Arsenal's name, or was that the KSE movement doing it in their name? I don't know. Either way, I think it's attached to the football club, and the football club have to pay that money back this month. So yeah, crazy. Absolutely insane. We're going to carry on for another 5 minutes or so. Big up to DJ Crane. Guinness Book of World Records for talking crap goes to this fraud of a manager. 100%. 100%. Hope you're well, buddy. You right, darling Joanne? Hope you're good. He's broke more records than Roy Castle. Oh, dear. Thoughts on women's football? It's getting a lot better, isn't it? It's getting a lot better. More money's going into it. Chelsea, of course, have got the best team. Shock. Man City have got a good team. It used to be Arsenal that had the best team. But yeah, the quality is going up, man. The quality is going up. Now the fans can go back next season, hopefully. You'll see... You'll probably see more and more people going that used to go and watch the men's game, because if you're an Arsenal fan, why do you want to watch this crap and pay $1,000 to go and watch it? Like, let's be real. I'd suggest maybe going and watching the women's football. So yeah, hope that clears the question out. Carlo is never washed. Exactly. Thought you should have got Carlo Ancelotti, but thank God you didn't. Even Everton fans are mugging us today. Like, it's one of them ones, yeah. We should have had Don Carlo, and you should have had your club legend, Mikel Arteta, because he ain't no legend of ours, bruv. He's just a free kick and penalty merchant. And even then, he didn't score that many. It's crazy. It's actually insane, man. But what do I know? I am just a numpty YouTuber. Big up to Mark. Says, why haven't they sacked him yet? Because they're spineless, mate. They're spineless. The very reason I didn't want an ex-player as manager. Exactly, Guna for life. Exactly. No need for these ex-players as managers. The only way I would have accepted that is if it was with Carlo and Vieira, maybe. Because I think that with Vieira having some level of experience as a manager, working under one of the greats, I think he could have developed and gone on to be a top-class manager. But I don't know. Listen, people were thinking this guy was going to be good because he sat next to Pep. So you don't know, do you? You don't know, but it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. Let's just hope he gets sacked and they do the right thing. Because I'll tell you now, if we go into next season with this manager, expect exactly the same again, no matter who we bring in. It don't matter. Yeah, we could bring in Messi, Ronaldo and Mbappe. He'll probably play them all right wing back. You know what I'm saying? It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. Last few days you ain't been on Twitch. No, do you know what? Do you know what it is? I looked at the analytics on it. I've only had a few people watching it, so I'm going to give it a break this week and go back next week. It's only been like 8-9 people watching it on Twitch, but next week I'll be back on it, man. I'll give it a week break and see how we go again. Big up to you, Tasno. Always a real one, my guy. Big up to Surrender as well. People say Arteta needs better players, but look at what a proper manager can do. Juve won the last 5 titles or something, but as soon as Pirlo come in, they can't even make the Champions League, whereas Conte wins the title. Exactly. Man's got one of the most generational footballers we're ever going to see in Ronaldo, and they're 5th. They've won, I think they've won the last 9 titles. I think they've won 9 titles on the trot. You know, Allegri, I don't know how many of them he won. I think that might be the 5 you're on about, but it's crazy, mate. And it just goes to show when the standards start dropping, you're finished. Yeah. And if Juve don't get Champions League football, oh my God. Juventus not in the Champions League. One of the biggest clubs in the world. Mad. Mad. When are you doing a watch along with Troops? Big up Troops, by the way. Man's meltdowns are hilarious, man. Like, literally, I don't know what he kicked the other day, but it went everywhere. Like, the geezer sat on the sofa was like, what the fuck? It's mad. Big up Troops. It's funny, man. He proper cracks me up. This comment. I think for your own sanity, you need to go and support Chelsea. Your hatred for our club runs deep. My hatred for the club itself as the bricks and mortar, mate, is good. I love the club for the bricks and mortar. All the other outside influences that are in the club, can't stand any of it. So yeah, you can't change your football team, mate. You can't change your team, unfortunately. It's one of them things. It's Arsenal Football Club, not Mikel Arteta Football Club or Josh Kroenke Football Club or KSE Football Club or Granit Xhaka Football Club or any other players that you want to pick. It's Arsenal Football Club. And you can't change that, unfortunately. As much as I can't stand a lot of stuff about this football club right now, it's still my football club. And it's a shame how it's gone, isn't it? Would you take Bielsa? Great attacking football. I would take Bielsa. And do you know why I'd take Bielsa? Because of the fact that there's none of this sideways backwards crap. And when they lose the ball, it is literally like everyone's 100 meters sprinting back to get the ball back. When we lose the ball, Bellerin's walking, bruv. I would. And I say this all the time. Anyone with any tactical nous will pull this guy's pants down pretty much every time we play him. And that got proved again the other day with Unai Emery. But he broke Klopp and everyone was riding a wave. Broke Klopp. The only thing he's broken is record after record after record this season for the wrong reasons. It's mad. It was a crate of beer he kicked, was it? Come on. It went everywhere, man. I don't know. I didn't see what it was, but it went everywhere. He's hilarious. Big him up, man. Big up Troops. You're always welcome at Goodison. Do you know what? Goodison's one of my favourite grounds in the league. Do you know that? I like the old grounds, the old school grounds. Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Everton, Villa. Don't particularly like Burnley, which is why I've never been. But yeah, I do like Everton, man. I remember when I came out of Goodison, you literally come out the away end and there's a house literally 10 foot in front of you with graffiti all the way over it. Like, it's crazy. But no, Everton's a good vibe, man. Yeah, their fans are good as well. So big up to you, James. Let's do a few more. Let's do 2 more minutes. Smash the likes up, people. Smash the likes up. Sarri has been linked to Arsenal. So has Azpilicueta, a player that I've actually rated a lot since he's been in this league. But I don't want him. I don't want anyone connected to Chelsea ever again at this football club. And that includes Sarri. Only 228 likes. That's a shambles, man. Let's get these likes through the roof, people. Let's do 400 likes real quick. I'll do 5 more comments. Would you take Mateus Pereira? No, I wouldn't. Predictions for Arsenal-Chelsea. It'll be on Pornhub by 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, I wouldn't take Pereira, mate. I wouldn't take him. I wouldn't take him. I think we need to go and actually... we actually need to go and show some level of intent. That's what we need to do. But yeah, it's mad. Anyway, a few more comments and I'm going. Thoughts on Edison Cavani? Smashed it, to be fair. Done very, very well since he's been here. Very, very well since he's been here. Big up to my boy, Near Post Podcast. Subscribe to that channel right now. Ivan Toney, I've taken an absolute heartbeat. Yeah, because I've already seen enough from that geezer this season to know that he's going to smash it in the Premier League. Yeah, whether he's here with Brentford or whether he's being bought by someone else, that guy has got elite level movement, man. Yeah, and people would laugh and say, oh, but he's doing it in the Championship, which is cool. Yeah, he's broken the record for championship goals. Look at the players that have played in that league. Yeah, and he's got the most ever goals with a few games to go. So, yeah, I think when I've watched him this season, he has genuinely got elite level movement in the box. People say, oh, but he scores loads of penalties. Well, do they not count then? Yeah, quality footballer, man. Hold up, plays decent. He runs the channels. He works hard. He knows where the back of the net is. His movement's elite. I think he'll do well in the Premier League, man. And I think that I said this last night. People, Troops even called me out on it. Chris Wood is a better striker than Alex Lacazette. That's fact. That ain't even a debate. Chris Wood is doing it in some dead little team. Yeah. And if Lacazette played for Burnley, there's no way he'd be posting the figures Chris Wood's posting, which, by the way, are on par with Lacazette at Arsenal. So, yeah, there you go. Shearer scored loads of penalties. Exactly. They all count. Shearer had one of the hardest shots in football, bro. That guy was mad. It was actually mad. Smash the likes up, people. Come on, let's go, man. I'm doing two more. Chris Wood is underrated. Madly underrated. Bro, that guy's a very good player. A very good player. Very, very good player. Let's go. One more. We'll finish on that one. Thoughts on Camavinga links? Absolute rubbish. Fabrizio Romano has spoken. So yeah, Becky B in the cup. Big up Becky B, man. See, I told you these players watch this channel, you know. Yeah. Oh, he thinks it's the real Bellerin. He's so deluded. Come on, it's banter. Listen, yeah, man, it's gonna be a madness. But listen, hopefully I'll be back a little bit later. I'm not sure what time. I am supposed to be going on with Dammy at 4 o'clock. I'm going to be on a train, so I don't know how that's going to work. So I'm going to have to speak to Dammy on his, because we're going on his channel. And then I'm supposed to have Brandon coming on here. But again, I don't know how that's going to work being on a train, because I know the signal is going to be crap. So I might have to reschedule, but I'll keep you posted. I will be back hopefully later at some point. Make sure you slap the likes up. Big up to everyone who's been in the chat, man. It's been a good stream. Nearly 300 likes. Come on, rats assemble. There's 3 times more people watching than we've got likes. That's a shambles. So come on, man. Let's go. Thump the likes up, and I'll be back later, hopefully. Laters, peeps.